Tonight, the judge's blistering decision about the DA overseeing Georgia's election interference case against Donald Trump. The urgent search after deadly tornadoes touched down in several states, and the new development in the terrifying subway shooting here in New York City. First, the major shakeup in Georgia's prosecution of Donald Trump and 14 co-defendants. Judge Scott McAfee ruling Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis can remain on the case, but for her to stay, Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade must resign. Trump accusing DA Willis of misconduct over her romantic relationship with Wade. Judge McAfee harshly criticizing Willis for a tremendous lapse in judgment. And news late today about Donald Trump's criminal case in Manhattan. Aaron Katersky with late details from Atlanta. The deadly tornado outbreak, at least 3 people killed, dozens injured, at least 14 confirmed tornadoes in 7 states. Twin funnels touching down in Ohio. An EF3 on the ground with winds topping 136 miles per hour. Alex Presha in the storm zone. Here in New York, new video of the rush hour subway shooting in Brooklyn. What police are now saying about the man shot and wounded with his own gun. Why authorities are not charging the shooter. And the search tonight for a woman police say was also involved. Ariel Reshef standing by. The new alert following that midair scare on a flight to New Zealand. The plane suddenly diving, injuring at least 50 people on board. Why Boeing is advising airlines after a report that a cockpit mishap may have triggered the sudden drop. The Israel-Hamas war. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pushing forward with plans to target Hamas in Rafah, a city in southern Gaza. Concerns about the fate of nearly 1.5 million Palestinians who are there now. Here in the U.S., a New Mexico State police officer shot and killed on the highway. Police releasing an image of the suspect now on the run. The landmark settlement that could change the way Americans buy and sell homes. And America Strong tonight, the popular college dorm security guard, what students did for him and the family he hasn't seen in more than a decade.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It's great to have you with us on this Friday night. I'm Whit Johnson in for David. And we begin with that major decision in the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump. The judge ruling District Attorney Fani Willis can stay on the case, but only if her former romantic partner leaves. The judge finding the romantic relationship between Willis and the chief prosecutor she hired, Nathan Wade, showed a tremendous lack of judgment, but he did not find a conflict of interest that harmed the defendant's case. Instead, Judge Scott McAfee gave Willis a choice. Either she and her entire staff could step down, or Wade alone could resign from the case. Late today, Nathan Wade submitted his resignation, saying it was in the interest of democracy and to move this case forward as quickly as possible. And so tonight, Donald Trump's Georgia trial may still go forward, but without a clear date as to when it might begin. ABC's senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky leads us off in Atlanta tonight.
How confident are you that the judge will find that there hasn't been a conflict of interest?
Tonight, a judge in Georgia giving Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis a stark choice. She can keep leading the election interference case against Donald Trump only if her top prosecutor and former romantic partner steps down. Trump and several of his co-defendants fought to remove Willis, arguing she financially benefited by hiring Nathan Wade. But today, Judge Scott McAfee ruling the defendants failed to meet their burden of proving that the district attorney acquired an actual conflict of interest. The judge adding, Georgia law does not permit the finding of an actual conflict for simply making bad choices, even repeatedly. It's a win for the DA at a humiliating cost.
Okay.
The judge admonishing her for a tremendous lapse in judgment and criticizing her testimony as unprofessional.
You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
He also rebuked Willis for a speech she gave in church, suggesting Wade only came under attack because he's black.
I appointed 3 special counsel, as is my right to do, paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked 1.
Judge McAfee said it was legally improper for Willis to cast racial aspersions. He also questioned her credibility on the witness stand, and Wade's too, writing, an odor of mendacity remains. Ultimately, he determined the one-time romance created a significant appearance of impropriety. So if Willis is to stay on the case, her ex-boyfriend must go. And hours later, Nathan Wade was gone. submitting his resignation, saying he was doing it in the interest of democracy, in dedication to the American public, and to move this case forward as quickly as possible.
Aaron Katersky joining us now from Fulton County, Georgia. And Aaron, bottom line here, this whole episode has caused this trial to be delayed even further. And tonight there's also news in the New York criminal case against Trump.
The DA here, Whit, wanted this case to begin in August, but that may be impossible now. She just lost her top prosecutor, so she has to reset her team. Trump's attorneys are considering whether to appeal today's ruling, and the judge hasn't even considered a trial date yet. And yes, in New York, the judge there just delayed Trump's first criminal trial. It was supposed to begin in 9 days. Now the judge says it won't begin for at least a few weeks, mid-April at the earliest, Whit.
The calendar increasingly crowded. All right, Aaron, thank you. And another political note here in the race for the White House, former Vice President Mike Pence saying he will not endorse the president he once served. Pence saying he cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump, slamming him for pursuing an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda. Pence adding he would never vote for Joe Biden and dismissing both the idea of backing a third-party candidate and himself running as a third-party candidate. Now to the desperate search after a deadly tornado outbreak, more than a dozen across 7 states. One of those tornadoes ripping through Freiburg, Ohio. And this stunning damage from Lakeview, Ohio and Logan County, at least an EF3 with winds of more than 136 miles per hour. And a twister striking Randolph, Indiana in the middle of the night. ABC's Alex Presha in the storm zone tonight.
Oh no.
Tonight, a desperate search for survivors after that deadly nighttime tornado outbreak. 14 confirmed tornadoes, cutting a path of destruction across 7 states. At least 3 people killed, dozens injured. Those 3 deaths all in Logan County, Ohio, where an EF3 tornado with winds of at least 136 miles per hour tore neighborhoods apart.
Here in this lake community, you really get a sense of just how powerful this storm was. It didn't just snap trees over here. It also completely flipped this pontoon boat.
This part should be all right. The tree.
Blaine Schmidt showing us what's left of his Lakeview home. Schmidt riding out the tornado in his bathtub. Tonight, thankful his wife and 2 sons weren't home.
It's just unreal. It's unreal.
But you still have your family.
Yeah, my family's, everything important to me still here.
The tornado's fury on full display.
Look at this siding here. It's wrapped around this power line like aluminum foil.
There's 2.
Terrifying new video showing twin funnels touching down near Hancock County, Ohio. More than 100 homes damaged or destroyed across Indiana. And in southern Arkansas, more than half a foot of rain sparking life-threatening flash flooding. Back in Ohio, volunteers and first responders now helping the recovery effort. Authorities say rebuilding here will take time.
I've been here pretty much my whole life. I've never seen anything this devastating.
Whit, and they do have a lot of work to do here tonight. You can see the water behind me is just littered with debris. The silver lining, though, that severe weather system is now officially out of the region. Whit.
At least some encouraging news there. Alex Presha for us tonight. Thank you. Next here, New York's governor holding an urgent transit safety meeting after that rush hour subway shooting in Brooklyn. No charges will be filed against a rider who shot an aggressor in the head after taking his gun. The district attorney citing, quote, evidence of self-defense. And new images tonight of the incident that sent terrified commuters running and ducking for cover. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Let me out!
Tonight, dramatic cell phone video of the mayhem just before that terrifying shooting in the New York City subway. A man seen here entering a Brooklyn subway station, evading the fare. Then, on the train, threatening to fight a male passenger unprovoked.
There's babies on here!
The confrontation boils over. Police now searching for this woman who, in the video, appears to stab the aggressor twice in the back.
He eventually pulls a firearm out during that dispute, and ultimately he's disarmed and shot with his own gun.
Sources familiar with the investigation telling ABC News the assailant was shot 4 times, twice in the face, once in his neck, and once in his chest by the man he initially confronted.
Let me out!
Panicked passengers running for their lives.
I don't think I was going to make it back home.
Police swarming the scene within seconds, quickly taking the shooter into custody. Tonight, the man who instigated all of this in critical condition. Just days ago, New York Governor Kathy Hochul ordered the National Guard to patrol subway stations across the city. NYPD presence in the subway bolstered to levels not seen in decades. But still, subway crime up 13% so far this year.
The Transit Bureau took 6 crimes, including the shooting. 6 out of millions and millions of people that boarded our subway system yesterday.
And authorities say that 32-year-old who opened fire will not face charges, citing evidence of self-defense. Police say they have seized 17 guns from the New York City subway system so far this year.
All right, Ariel Reshef, thank you. Now to that new alert from Boeing advising airlines to inspect switches on pilot seats after a report of what might have caused a jet's sudden dive earlier this week. You'll remember at least 50 people were injured, some hitting the roof, when a flight to New Zealand dropped unexpectedly in calm weather. ABC's Trevor Ault now on how that pilot seat switch might have triggered that midair scare.
Tonight, a new alert from Boeing urging airlines to take action at the next maintenance opportunity, inspecting the switches on all cockpit seats on its 787 Dreamliner jets. The bulletin coming just days after this LATAM Airlines flight from Australia to New Zealand took a terrifying dive.
We just had some bad turbulence. Everyone's flying.
The Wall Street Journal now reporting a possible cause, saying a flight attendant hit a switch on the pilot's seat while serving a meal, causing a motorized feature to push the pilot into the controls and push down the plane's nose. The dive sending passengers and crew flying out of their seats hard enough to crack the panels overhead. At least 50 people were injured.
The other guy cut his arm pretty bad. Another guy hit his head through the plastic ceiling tiles. They broke. So you could see all the wires in the plane up above. People were screaming and shrieking and in pain and in fright.
The Journal reporting Boeing told airlines in an overnight memo to look for loose covers on the switches and how to turn off power to the pilot seat motor if needed.
And Boeing says this service bulletin about the seat switches was originally issued back in 2017, but they wanted to remind airlines as a precautionary measure. Meantime, the NTSB is now helping with the investigation into that LATAM Airlines incident.
Trevor Ault, thank you. Overseas now and major developments in the Israel-Hamas war. Israel's war cabinet approving a plan to go after Hamas militants in Rafah and southern Gaza, including, they say, evacuating 1.4 million displaced Palestinians who have taken refuge there. And it comes as the first shipment of desperately needed aid has arrived in Gaza by sea. ABC's Matt Gutman in Israel tonight.
Tonight, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing plans for that controversial offensive into the southern Gaza city of Rafah to hunt for Hamas. The IDF says it would move 1.4 million Palestinians to humanitarian islands in central Gaza.
They will provide them temporary housing, food, water, field hospitals.
But U.S. officials say they've seen no plan.
We have to see a clear and implementable plan, not only to get civilians out of harm's way, but also to make sure that once out of harm's way, they're appropriately cared for.
Amid a growing rift with Netanyahu, President Biden today praising Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's blistering rebuke of the Israeli leader.
I think he expressed a serious concern, shared not only by him, but by many Americans.
Today, the first maritime shipment of aid arriving off the coast of Gaza, but distribution of the aid remains a challenge. The hunger is killing us, said this man. I'm still going to go to Rafah so I can eat and feed my children. But Rafah may not be a refuge for much longer. Hamas has presented a new ceasefire proposal that would see about 40 Israeli hostages released in exchange for up to 1,000 Palestinians from Israeli prisons. Netanyahu has called that unrealistic. Still, he is sending a delegation to Doha for negotiations.
Matt Gutman, our thanks to you tonight. And across Russia, the polls are open in a 3-day election there that's expected to extend Vladimir Putin's rule. Putin said to have cast his ballot today online, all but certain to win another 6-year term. Several cases of vandalism reported, this woman repeatedly throwing a Molotov cocktail at a voting site in St. Petersburg. Organizers are calling for peaceful protests at polling sites at noon on Sunday. Now to that landmark legal settlement that could bring about seismic changes in the U.S. housing market, the biggest changes in decades. A powerful realtors group agreeing to eliminate rules for paying brokers' fees. Let's bring in ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. And Elizabeth, this could change the way Americans buy and sell their homes.
That's right, Whit. This $418 million settlement could slash the price that Americans pay when they're buying or selling their homes. Typically, real estate brokers automatically charge about 6% commission on the price of a home sale. Now, under these new changes agreed to by the National Association of Realtors, those commission fees will be negotiated lower or eliminated altogether. So for a $400,000 home, that could theoretically save the seller as much as $24,000 in fees. It could also force more brokers to leave the industry. If this settlement is approved as expected by a federal judge, the changes will take effect mid-July. Whit.
Some significant changes there. Elizabeth, thank you. When we come back, a New Mexico state trooper shot and killed on the highway. The manhunt now for a suspect on the run. And the fast-moving fire in actress's home up in flames. Her message to the firefighters tonight. Tonight, a manhunt is underway for the killer of a New Mexico state police officer. Authorities say Officer Justin Hare was shot and killed while checking on a vehicle stopped on the shoulder of I-40 near the Texas state line. The suspect allegedly stealing the police cruiser, then crashing it. Police searching for him in both states, releasing images of the suspect, saying he's considered armed and dangerous. When we come back, the fast-moving fire destroying the home of a popular actress. To the index tonight, a massive fire ripped through the Los Angeles home of actress Cara Delevingne. Fire breaking out overnight, flames quickly spreading through the house, the roof collapsing, nearly 100 firefighters responding, at least 2 people injured. Delevingne, known for her roles in Paper Towns and Suicide Squad, was in London at the time. She thanked firefighters, quote, "from the bottom of my heart," for showing up to help out. Still ahead, the college dorm security guard, the students, and the family he hasn't seen in more than a decade.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Claritin, knocks out allergy symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out.
Finally tonight, the popular college dorm security guard, a family reunion long overdue, and the students helping to make it all happen. America strong.
Tonight in Providence, Rhode Island, an incredible act of generosity. You're watching Providence college students coming down the steps of their dorm, Raymond Hall, on a mission. They're about to surprise their beloved security guard, James, who they call Unc, short for uncle, because they all say he's like family. James, right there in the middle, this photo from Halloween. The students know their security guard has not been able to visit his family in Nigeria in more than a decade, and just listen to what they did.
Everyone here can testify to how good you are. And you told us a while ago that you wanted to see your family in Nigeria that you haven't seen in a long time. So we came together, we started a GoFundMe for you, part of the family. So our gift to you is a trip to Nigeria. So
James, overwhelmed. His trip to Nigeria now paid for.
We love you, James.
The students cheering their security guard. Tonight, sophomore Daniel Singh, who delivered the news on why they did it.
Just the honesty and compassion that he really brings to any group, any conversation, in any environment.
Freshman Brandon Reichert on what James means to all of them.
He's a beacon of light in our community. He's just the most kindest soul that anybody would ever meet. And it just goes to show the smallest acts of kindness can have the most long-lasting effects on those who need it.
Tonight, their security guard, James, and his family, grateful.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys.
What a gift and a family reunion so well deserved. Thanks so much for watching tonight. I'm Whit Johnson in New York. I'll see you on GMA in the morning and right back here tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.